The boy was reprimanded by the principal in class, saying that he was behaving like a thief, just because he didn't have the money to pay his tuition. He said I'll pay it soon, but the principal still shouted at him, and told him to get out, because it's not the first time he said that. This is Malawi, and the poorest country in Africa. It's no exaggeration to call it a primitive tribe. There is almost no electricity in the whole country. Only 10% of the population can afford the $80 a year tuition fee. The boy went home and asked his father for tuition, but the father said it depends on God. If the rain would stop, this year's harvest will be enough to eat. Otherwise, you have to leave money to buy food. Unfortunately, the rain didn't stop. It also caused a flood. My father tried his best to dig up the seeds in the field. Unfortunately, nothing came out. The food left in the house would last at most 2 months. I don't know when the next harvest will be. Soon came an even worse blow. The rainstorm was followed by a drought. The land was as hard as a rock. Everything planted in it would be squeezed out. At the very least, there would be no harvest next year. It was a dream to go to school under such conditions, but he was eager to learn. He believed that the power of knowledge could change his life. One day he overheard his science teacher's bicycle. He discovered that the wheel could generate electricity. The faint light was like a ray of light. It shone into the boy's eyes. He had a bold idea that if electricity was available, if he had electricity, he could pump water from the ground to solve the problem of drought. So he went to the trash heap left by the multinational corporations. In the heat, he didn't miss a single detail. Finally he found a broken battery and a small pump. To get the basic parts together, he still needed to figure out how the generator worked. One night, he found his science teacher having a private meeting with his sister. In their country, men and women who are not married are not allowed to date. The boy didn't say anything. Instead, he approached the teacher. He hoped that he could get himself a place in the library. The boy didn't want to use this nasty method either, but this was his only chance to learn. The boy was lucky. Here he found a book called Energy Use. The boy crouched in place and studied voraciously. Then he got his friend to handle the book cover, winding the coils, removing the radio's little motor. After the most primitive processing, who would have thought these 13-year-olds could actually make a wind turbine?